Best thing about owning a brewery is I don't run out of beer. People say, "Oh, you're not retired. You own a brewery." I'm like, "No, that's my hobby. I've been doing it for 30 years." And standing behind a bar talking with my customers, I enjoy talking with people. This is my retirement. This is my fun. California is where I met my wife. She wanted to come back to New Orleans, so she came up with a plan of retiring and moving to New Orleans, and as a consolation prize, we got to open a brewery. So that's a good reason to move. My brother and I got into home brewing about 30 years ago. We won multiple awards in California and Washington. Over the years, we probably brewed thousands of batches of beer. The whole neighborhood came to my house for a party. We were smoking meat, brewing beer, drinking beer. We had root beer for the kids. So it was more or less a whole neighborhood event every month. That was the one thing about having a 5-tap fridge in the garage. You actually had to go out with pitchers or have people send people out to go get their own pint. So brewery, it's easy. They just belly up to the counter and we can serve it right there for them. We have a really large tasting room. And because of the Brewha Bayak system, we've got a really small brewery. It's the perfect space. I really like the New Orleans community because of the culture and the food. People like to eat and drink, like to have a good time. Pretty much every weekend there's a festival and people enjoy it. Oak Street itself is its own microcosm. We pretty much got everything on the street, bars, restaurants, bookstores, sushi, Jamaican, and we got Oak Street Brewery. So we've got a nice collection of businesses to just support the whole neighborhood. So I know the area, I know what they're looking for, and it comes down to hospitality. New Orleans is definitely a destination spot. Jacquemus are one of the tourist restaurant stops that you want to hit when you come into New Orleans. And they're right down the street. Jacquemus might have an hour and a half, an hour and 45-minute wait. And they'll send you down to Oak Street Brewery. Yeah, go down to the brewery, have a couple beers. We'll text you when your table opens up. I'm trying to help them out because when you go to a restaurant, you want a cocktail, a glass of wine, or a local craft beer. How more local can you get than down the street? So it is a big community. We're all trying to help each other out. Our next batch of coffee that we're going to do in our next stout is going to be Zatz, a local coffee shop on their own custom roast from right across the street. So once again, we're trying to stay in the neighborhood. We're trying to help everybody out. We're enjoying our beer styles. We're staying in classic categories and styles. And we're having fun. This is my hobby, remember? I'm more in it for the quality, not the quantity. We listen to our customers. That's why I came up with the ESP recipe, because we had customers that, yeah, I'd like ESPs. I'd like to try one. Okay, well, we'll come up with that. That's why we went into hard seltzers. The neighborhood wanted hard seltzers, so we brewed them. Because we're kid and dog friendly, we have our own in-house root beer we make with wildflower honey and sparkling mineral water for Italian sodas. We're trying to rotate different things through that our customers want. This is my retirement, so I don't have the funds like most breweries would start up with. Most of the guides showed was anywhere from $1.2 to $1.5 million to open a small brewery. I didn't have that. That was not part of my retirement. So I was looking at getting more of a frugal, more open space, less is more system. And because of its affordability, I was able to open a complete running brewery in the middle of a pandemic. Because of the size, efficiency, and modularity of the Brewha Bayak system, it's more cost effective. The size of a standard brew system is just huge. You can add some more fermenters, and then of course you've got to add more bright tanks, or go with larger fermenters and larger bright tanks. The Brewha Bayak system is very modular. If you have the space and you want to add more, you add another tank. You don't have to add 2 tanks, a fermenter and a bright tank. You just add 1 tank. And that is, of course, a complete brewery system in its own, and it's just so easy to do. We still get breweries that come in here that brew on a traditional system. They're amazed at what we make with this system because the footprint is so small. You pretty much design your system with what's already there, so you're not starting from scratch. Compared like the rest of your brewery layout, that's all custom, but the Brewha Bayak system, it's easy, it's there. You pick what you want, it's already tried and true, tested, and working. It makes it a really easy system to work with. And it's fun. My workday is my hobby. It's like hanging out in the garage all day long, brewing beer, talking with customers, letting them know about our system and how it works. We're still changing, we're still growing. We're gonna start distributing beer to local bars and restaurants in our area because we're a community brewery. We try and stay in our community. I'm not looking at growing and being a national chain. This is my retirement. I don't wanna work that hard. The most fulfilling thing about owning a brewery is the smile on people's faces. They come up, they sample your beer that you personally make or your brother personally makes, and they enjoy it, they like it, they love it, they want more. We're here to have fun.